Hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about breathing dynamics. And we're not going to just talk, we're actually going to do. And so today I want to show you how to breathe. But first I'm going to just talk a little bit about the 3 different breathing zones, where the breathing might come from and which one will be best for you to tap into. And then we're going to hit the floor or remain in a seated position wherever you're comfortable and then talk about the breathing dynamics. Okay, first and foremost, we'll talk about what the zones are and how you tend to tap into those zones. So when you were a baby, when you were young, you breathed without even thinking about it through this zone here, this first zone, right in the belly. And then as you got to be a little older, a little more stressed out, life happens, pain happens, that breathing starts to shift away from the abdominal breath, okay, into more of zone 2, which is a little bit more in through the rib cage, the diaphragm, of course, and then all the lungs that are underneath there. And then as you age and you get even more stressed out, or you are sort of into that, or if you're asthmatic, or if you're into a lot of stress, or you're having to react quickly, you get into this sort of zone 3 upper here, where you've got that really short breath and those shoulders are coming up, okay? So they all are different, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how to breathe ideally and primarily through zone 1 and 2. And we're going to try and get away from 3 if we can at all. I mean, it serves its purpose, but if we are constantly in that state, then it becomes very difficult for the body to gain much of the oxygen, and it's a very shallow breath. Okay, so let's take, if you happen to have a small ball, we're going to utilize this just for one movement. If you don't have one, that's okay. You're just going to use your hands, okay? But I'm going to attempt to show you the abdominal breathing from the floor, okay? So I'm going to move my equipment out of the way. We're going to take this small ball. Again, any child's toy would do, small ball, or we're just going to use your hands. You're going to lie down on the floor, okay? And then from here, just to bring home the point around what this abdominal breathing will do, because it's sometimes hard to feel where you're actually breathing from, you're going to take a ball and just place it on your belly. Or, if you don't have a ball, place your hands on your belly. And all you're going to try and do is see if you can breathe into the ball or into your hands. Okay, doesn't matter if it's through the nose or through the mouth, just take an inhale any way you can and see if you can push into the ball. And then when you need to exhale, you let it all come out. You don't want to overthink this. Okay, now try it again. And exhale. What you might find is there's a real combination of things happening. You might find A, you're not able to get anything in through your belly, or B, you're getting a little bit of belly, but a whole lot of chest, lower chest and upper chest, okay? But we're gonna try to refine that so you can feel like you can actually segregate and feel either one or both working really well together. Okay, once again, see if you can push into that ball with a breath. Breathe into that ball, and then feel that ball compress into the belly as you exhale. Okay, try it again. And exhale. And the more you do this, the more you will find that your body is actually able to take the breath in back to when you were an infant. We just have to put some thought into it. Inhale. And exhale. If your hands are on your belly, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to breathe into your hands. And then exhale. Okay. Now we're going to move your hands up to your ribs a little bit more. Okay. So you may find that if your shoulders are a little tight, they may not allow you to find that range outwards towards your ribs. So you can always cross your hands gently over top of your ribs and just rest them very lightly onto your rib cage. Okay. Now I want you to take a breath in and into your hands. And then exhale when you're ready. Okay, inhale to feel those ribs expand. and then exhale. And so keep going here. It's a little bit different because we're calling upon different muscles, okay? With this rib breath, you're really drawing from those muscles, those intercostals in between the ribs, okay? And the diaphragm, of course, because it's always a part of the breath. But it becomes a little bit more sympathetic in nature, which means, if you watched our last video, it's a little bit more into that fight or flight response. Whereas belly breathing, that lower breath, taps more into that parasympathetic or that rest and digest. So already you're getting a sense of, okay, this one might benefit me a little bit more to help de-stress and to deactivate my nervous system, okay? And then put your hands up into our upper chest here, our upper ribs, okay? Feel free to lie wherever you're comfortable, you know, if it's one knee lifted or if it's two legs long. This knee bent posture is a little more protective for your back. Okay, now you're just going to take a breath in through your hands here. Try it again. Inhale and exhale. Okay, and see if you can actually feel how shallow that breath actually is when you try to push into your hands or breathe into your hands. It's a lot different. Okay, let's try and go down to your belly one more time. Okay, we're going to try this again. See if you can inhale into your hands and rise that belly up. And then slowly exhale. Okay, relax those arms. Let those hands just rest comfortably on the belly. Inhale again. Good, one more time. Okay, we're going to practice moving those hands up again to the rib cage, either placing those hands wide on the ribs or crossing your hands over to capture those ribs. Very light on the contact there. Take a breath into the hands and exhale. With practice, you'll notice that this does not give you as much of that air. It is a slightly shallower breath than what you would get from your belly. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then one more time, place your hands in through the upper chest. Let those arms relax down to the ground if you can. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay. And that is the end of our background story around the 3 different zones of breath. On our next video, we're going to talk you through the actual breathing process. So we're going to take you through a breathing session where you don't really have to think as much about where the breathing is coming from or how it's being done or why. It's really just to show you and take you through a breathing session where we can tap into your nervous system and your parasympathetic system and really sort of slow that fight or flight response down. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on our next video.